Hello and welcome to Artifacts with Edie, a live show and tell of the artifacts from the Summit County Historical Society. My name is Edie Steiner and I'm a music therapist with Akron Public Schools at Bridges Learning Center, and I'm also the shepherdess here at the Summit County Historical Society. Today I am coming to you live from a very special place on Mutton Hill. I'm broadcasting to you from the sheep pasture with 11 of my favorite little lambs. Tomorrow, Saturday, you can join us here from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. for our free family fun day. It's a way to celebrate the Society's birthday with the community. Visit the grounds of the Perkinstone Mansion between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. for sheep herding, a scavenger hunt, and to see the banners of the life of John Brown. I will be here with my 4 border collies, Rudy, Luke, Lincoln, and Owen, to herd my flock of Katahdin hair sheep. I'll be doing sheep herding demonstrations at 10:15, at 11:15, and at 12:15, so be here. This event is free and open to the public, and masks and social distancing are encouraged as attendees can spread out over the multiple acres of the Summit County Historical Society's headquarters. Please consider bringing a blanket and a chair to enjoy the morning here on Mutton Hill. While you're here, you can also check out the amazing architecture and the sandstone and the other things that we have talked about during our past episodes. Like the fact that Mutton Hill was once the largest sheep farm east of the Mississippi River. If you've ever driven down Copley Road in Akron, you've probably seen these stone walls. But have you ever wondered why they're there? These walls once served a purpose and are now part of our collective history. If you've ever been to New England, or if you get to visit one day, you will notice that a lot of the stone walls look exactly like the one here on Copley Road and Diagonal Road. In New England, there are so many of these stone walls that they could circle the globe 4 times. What's interesting about these walls is that they were usually made from rocks found while clearing a hayfield for animals or for crops. So these rocks would have likely come from just a stone throws away. And our mason for the Summit County Historical Society thinks that it's probably likely that John Brown and his sons built these walls by hand together. Why didn't the walls cross Copley Road? You might remember this from a previous episode. This is because Copley Road was a major stagecoach route and was the major travel route between the east and the west. A farm wall kept the livestock that the Perkins family owned and that John Brown managed off that stagecoach route. Can you imagine a traffic jam on Copley Road with sheep? I hope I never see that. Stay off the road, boys. In the 1840s, Perkins was one of the wealthiest people in the Western Reserve. The farm here was 150 acres around the stone house. He owned a few cattle or cows that were used for milk and beef, but he wanted something new to produce, and he knew the rocky hills of this farm would better support a flock of sheep. Did you know that the sheep industry was one of the nation's first organized industries, with wool being the first internationally or all around the world traded commodity? So Merino Saxony sheep were brought to the farm and John Brown was hired as the shepherd. Dave Libras said of John Brown that he was the first American citizen to be committed to racial equality and that he was well known for his wool production. During the 1840s, Ohio, because of the Perkins and Brown Wool Company, was the top producer of mutton and wool. Actually, Ohio wool was used during the Civil War to make the uniforms for the Union Army. But why was the Perkins and Brown wool so great? Well, happy sheep make happy wool, and that is part of it. John Brown was known to have the best herd of sheep in America, which was known to the locals as Mutton Hill. He was known for caring quite well for the sheep. If one was sick, he would bring it inside the home and stay up all night with it by the fire, if necessary. He also developed a way to grade wool, which means to tell how good it is, to make more money for it when it's sold. Why wool? Why merino sheep? The breed of merino is from Spain, and it first came to the United States in about 1802 through Vermont. By 1840, there were over 100,000 of these sheep in Vermont alone. The merino sheep is known for its ability to thrive in tough climates, like northeastern Ohio. The wool from merino sheep is soft, and the fibers are actually quite long, which makes it really easy to spin for yarn. It's so soft and comfortable that you can wear it all year long, and it never feels itchy or hot. Actually, wool is so cooling and so protective that during the summer months, the sheep stay really cool. Then, during the winter months, they're actually really warm. Wool is such a tremendous commodity that we even get the ingredient lanolin from wool. Sheep have lanolin in their wool naturally. I wonder how many products you have in your house with lanolin in it. Hint, check your lotions and your conditioners. Special thanks to Volunteer Board Director Dave Lieber for providing some of the knowledge I shared with you today. And now it's time to review before we reveal the artifact of the day. Question 1. What is a female sheep called? Is it A, a wether, B, a ram, C, a lamb, or D, a ewe? Oh, you didn't even need me to teach you this one. Great work, scholars. On her second birthday, a female sheep becomes a ewe. Question 2. Who was the shepherd of the Perkins family farm? Was it A, Colonel Perkins, B, General Perkins, or C, John Brown? If you said John Brown, you've really been hurting in all your new Akron and Summit County history knowledge. John Brown moved his family into the house we call the John Brown House. It's at the corner of Copley Road, and they moved there around 1844. He said it was one of the best circumstances his family had ever known. So, last question, and this is an opinion question, so remember, support your answer with facts from today's episode, or you can use previous episodes too. And scholars, don't forget how important looking back in the evidence can be when you're trying to support your answers. So, question 3. Would you have liked to have been a farmer during these times? Why or why not? I can't wait to hear your answers and how you relate to early Ohioans. So it's time to reveal our artifact of the day. Today's artifact, it's all about the farm. It helps you really cut to the chase, and it's the first step in preparing your wool. So what could it be? If you said sheep shearing shears, then you are today's Akron and Summit County history expert. Wow, try saying that one 5 times really fast. Sheep shearing shears. These shears would have been used to remove the wool off of sheep, and we remove off the wool off of sheep because it's for their health, not just so we can make things from it. So if the wool gets too long, the sheep can actually overheat, and it can be really unclean, and it can lead to infections. So each shepherd or shepherdess choose when to shear their flock, but most do it after the lambs are born, and this gives the lambs a nice clean mama to snuggle with. This also helps the ewe feel temperatures the same as her lamb, which helps to protect her little one. Shears like this are used by fewer and fewer farmers since electric blades were invented. Shearing a sheep takes a lot of training and a lot of practice. You have to learn the anatomy of the sheep so you don't hurt them or nick or cut their skin. This set of blades was donated to the Historical Society by a family that had a large farm in the area. And they also donated metal wool and flax carders. One pair of the shears is made of iron, and they're a little rusty from not being used anymore. But farmers would have kept their tools sharp and clean. Be careful around any object that can poke or cut you, and never use them without your parents' supervision. People have been shearing sheep for centuries and even thousands of years, and it's really important skill, and it's really much like an art form, because it was important to keep the sheep, and it's important for the sheep, and it's important for the farmer who used the wool to sell things and produce yarn from their clothing. So thank you once again for joining us here today. We are looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, Saturday, at our Family Fun Day from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. Remember that social distancing is important during this event, and we have plenty of room on our acres here at the Summit County Historical Society. So join us at 550 Copley Road for our free Family Fun Day. And if nothing more, I will see you here next week, Friday at 11:30, right here on Facebook Live, for our next episode of Artifacts with Edie, where I show and tell the artifacts from the Summit County Historical Society, where history is always within reach. Thank you for joining us.